Welcome to the Blindfold Chess Podcast. Chess has been around for centuries. Variations date back to the 6th century from India with a game called chaturanga. From there, it moved to Persia, then through the Muslim world, in through the southwest of Europe into Spain, and then it took over Europe. Throughout its history, there have been several iterations. Elephants have morphed into bishops, chariots into rooks, foot soldiers into pawns, and originally the advisor, which could only move diagonally one square, was replaced with the queen. During those times, if the queen was captured, the game used to end in the same way as if the king was captured. The queen continued to be iterated on until the quote-unquote mad queen was established, which has its current behavior of being able to move diagonally, horizontally, and vertically as far as she would like. And then each culture that received chess had their own iterations, and several are still played today. So Chinese chess is a variation of Go and chaturanga. Shogi was iterated upon in Korea and later Japan. And Russia has had their own 1,000-year history of chess. Chess notation has also had its own history, from telling a story with every move to the algebraic notation that we use today. For example, in 1614, we had this as the notation. The white king commands his own knight into the third house before his own bishop, which in 1884 meant the same as king's knight to bishop's third. And then in 1946, we got into descriptive notation, where that same notation turned into knight to king's bishop 3. And now today, we would just call that knight to f3. So much history and so much global culture is wrapped up in this game. So today, we will look at the oldest recorded game with the modern rules, which is Francesco da Castelli versus Narcisse Vinolius in 1475. Now, if we're ready, let's begin.
One, pawn to e4. Pawn to d5. 2. Pawn e captures d5. Queen captures d5. 3. Knight c3. Queen d8. 4. Bishop c4. Knight f6. 5. Knight f3. Bishop g4. 6. Pawn to h3. Bishop captures f3. 7. Queen captures f3. Pawn to e6.
Pawn to e6 may seem like a normal move to allow for the development of the dark square bishop, but it does create an opportunity for white. Can you see it?
8. Queen captures b7. Knight b to d7. 9. Knight b5. Rook c8. 10. Knight captures a7. Knight b6. 11. Knight captures c8. Knight captures c8. 12. Pawn to d4.
In modern theory, this d4 move is usually played much earlier to speed up white's development. Here, it can be taken by the black queen that is on d8. Should black do that? Why or why not?
Knight d6.
If you answered no, they shouldn't take on d4, you would be correct. Currently, the queen on d8 is the only piece that is protecting the knight that is currently on c8. So if black were to play queen captures d4, white would play queen captures c8, and the advantage would be insurmountable.
13. Bishop b5 check. Knight captures b5. 14. Queen captures b5 check. Knight d7. 15. Pawn to d5. Pawn e captures d5. 16. Bishop e3. Bishop d6. 17. Rook d1. Queen f6. 18. Rook captures d5. Queen g6. 19. Bishop f4.
We have a similar situation here, where white is offering up material for black to capture. In this case, it is the bishop on f4, which is hanging due to the bishop on d6. Should black capture this one?
Bishop captures f4.
Black couldn't resist the free material in this particular instance. However, that proved to be a fatal mistake.
20. Queen captures d7 check. King f8. 21. Queen d8 checkmate.
This is definitely not the cleanest game that it exists, but that is where iteration comes in. We all need to start somewhere, whether it's a new task or a new project, and then we continue to build upon it, and we learn from not only ourselves, but from each other in ways that we can improve. In this case, it is very interesting to be able to look back and see the same game that we play today, but this is almost 550 years old. It will be interesting to see how chess will look in another 550 years, just casually in the year of 2570. But that's all that we have for this week. Tune in next time, where we will continue to look at games of the masters and continue to look into our chess history, so that way we can improve our blindfold skills.